this is Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. It means everything, and it's just a very sincere thank you. So wanted to put that out there first. Yes, this is my channel, and I am going to be doing a reading on change. What do you want to change? What's the change you've just been hoping to create? You've been meditating on what is it that you want to change? For this reading, I have pulled a Moon Magic Oracle card. Today is the full moon. It's the strawberry moon. I feel like there's a special energy that goes along with this, so this seemed appropriate. But whenever you're watching this reading, that it's your time to find it, and it's your time to start thinking about what you want to change in your life for the better. Okay, we're going to get into it, and I hope to see you soon. Please find your timestamp below for your pile. I'm going to zoom in on these beautiful crystal cards, and I want you to just take a look at them, please, and find the one that speaks to you. I will tell you what that card is when I get to your pile, only because I don't know the name of every crystal card, but it's kind of like an aesthetic. Just pick whatever resonates with you. That's your pile. That's where you're meant to go. I will see you soon, and I want to thank you, and yes, goodbye. Hello, this is Light and Bone Tarot. You are at my channel, you are letting me read for you, and for that, thank you very much. This is a reading on change. It is all about what you want to change in your life, and just tips from spirit on either finding what that is that you really want to change, or just helping set those wheels in motion. And if that doesn't sound exciting, I guarantee it will be interesting. There's something on your mind that you want to change, whether it's your job, your relationship, your mindset, something. So we will get into it. I'm trying to get monetized, and in order to do that, I need 1,000 subscribers. I think I'm at like 87. So depending on when you're watching this, hopefully at some point someone watches this and I'm, way over 1,000. But if you would hit the subscribe button for me, I think it's like right down there in the bottom corner of my screen, it would mean everything. And if you like the video, if you would thumbs up or comment, that would just and be thrilling for me. Okay, so let's get into this. Your crystal card, beautiful needle-like structure, just something very fine and delicate about it. I hold it up here for you to look at, and that probably isn't even necessary. It's just your beautiful aesthetic. So we're gonna put that off to the side, and we're gonna start with your change card. I'm gonna try to get a feeling right off the beginning from this. But there is something about these eyes. They are sort of just searing into you, and yeah, let's see what you have here. So moon goddess Hecate. This isn't necessarily a moon card. So I can't gauge from this if it's something you want to bring into your life or something you want to exit your life. We're not supposed to know that yet. But the caption here is, I know my shadow side, and I work to willingly transform aspects of it. So I'm going to kind of hold on to that mantra. This does tell me that so anything to do with shadow work is vast and something that people spend decades studying. So I won't pretend to know all the ins and outs of shadow work, but I do find it fascinating, and I have read a little bit about it, and I have a feeling this might be a change in how we want to approach something, how we want to think about something, just how kind of like a mindset. So let's see if that gets us anywhere. Yeah, let's see how this feels. I'm gonna pull some tarot, and I want to see you right now. If you landed on this reading, there's something going on with you, and I want to see you in 3 cards, and we can help get to this idea of what you want to change and how you can do it. And again, this might reveal something you never even imagined, so just stick along for the ride. Let's see what we have here. So we have these very basic cards. They're pink and they're fun, but they don't tell much of a story, do they? Okay, so we have the 5 of Pentacles, the Moon, which is very apropos, and the 9 of Swords. So my dog's stomach makes the loudest noises. She's very healthy, but her stomach, she's a loud one. Okay. So the 5 of Pentacles, this is a fairly icky card. This is a card of kind of lack of being, I'm going to paint the worst picture of it. It is a card of being just kind of emotionally destitute. There is this almost rock bottom aspect of this card. You're not necessarily alone here, but you are going through something. Whether you are right now or not, we'll figure out, supposedly. But that is the meaning of this card. The 9 of Swords, there's also this pain, this fight, this battle, this almost like never ending fight. Okay, and the moon, it's also kind of a dark card. These are three heavy, heavy cards. I can paint the best picture out of the moon, but it's mystery. It can be deception. It's this unknown. There can definitely be a sense of like divine mystery or a divine presence or some kind of like mysterious aspect that is good for you in a way, but that's me putting a positive spin on it. These three cards tell me that, like everyone, there's something in your life you're trying to move past. And I would say that right now, I don't think you're completely out of this, I don't think you're at rock bottom, but I do think there's this lingering kind of carryover of whatever this was that got to you. It could have been something from 30 years ago. It could have been something from last week. There's something very, very heavy that has left you feeling like just mentally fucked, basically. I mean, this is anxiety, nightmares. There's a lot here. Again, if you aren't feeling this at this level, that's great. I hope you're not. But all the same, there is this piece that you're trying to work through. And I'm going to say, like, if this was my reading and I got this, okay, fine. Things in my life are going pretty smooth. I don't really feel like this applies to anything that happened to me a long time ago. Even if you could apply it, I'm not being tortured by any events. But let's say this, like in regards to shadow work, let's say you find that you're overreacting a lot, or let's say that there are parts of you that you're just not handling situations as well as you want to. Maybe you're getting more moody. Maybe you're getting more defensive. There's something about this shadow piece. And then when you put into factors these parts of your mind that are just presenting these little battles, these little issues, things just aren't quite going the way mentally that you wanted them to. And I almost see this in habits, like maybe bad habits are playing out, or I don't know, like there's a lack of efficiency in the way you're doing something, just something that needs to be worked on. Okay, that was vague, but we're gonna go with it. I'm going to ask Spirit what she thinks it is that you want to change. And we're going to get some answers. And I will say, my readings do have a way of being very slow in the beginning. And then there's always this message that presents itself. And I do try to keep my readings to 20 minutes just so this ambiguous period doesn't go on indefinitely. But by the end of them, there really is usually something that gets revealed. So, and that's not a hook to keep you watching at all. It's just, there will be something here. So, okay, I want to ask Spirit what she sees like in you that she thinks you need to work on, or you want to or should change. So we've got Knight of Cups, the Lovers. Okay, and the Two of Wands. There's something here about relationships, or how you handle your relationships, how you interact, or maybe up here there's an overreaction that's left you feeling isolated. Maybe if we get to like an emotional piece, I do think something in you is kind of isolating you, whether you're finding that your friends are pulling away, or maybe they're I don't know, maybe you're just not clicking with people or some close friends the way you used to. Maybe there's just a little bit of like strife in your relationship. I don't think this is, that's not my point. My readings are never extreme. They're never to create a wholly bad picture or anything like that. It's just a little bit of insight. But yeah, I can see how maybe there's a part of you that just needs to work on how you're handling certain situations. And I do think these situations have to do with like a relationship, and probably a relationship with like someone you're romantically involved with, or in general how you handle your romantic relationships. Maybe you've been single for a while and you're kind of feeling like you want to start approaching relationships differently, or when you're in them you are feeling like anxious and lost quite a bit, or maybe there's that part of you that's quite possibly like needy or codependent, and you're just starting to feel this, like this is just starting to kind of like, it's always been there, but you're just now starting to realize it. And I I say this for myself and my friends because we talk about relationships all the time. There are conversations you'll have and out of the blue you're like, oh my God, I didn't even realize that I'm that person. Like, I didn't realize that I tend to be very codependent, or I tend to overanalyze everything and it always explodes in my face. Like, I just, I feel like this pattern is kind of starting to reveal itself. And I do think that Spirit wants you to put some focus, like shine some light on how, when you're with someone, when you're in a romantic relationship, like how you process things, emotionally, like how is it that you deal with that dynamic? And the Two of Wands, this is an action, this is a fire, and I feel like this is how, when things start progressing in your relationship, how are you handling that? Does it make you pull away? Does it make you cling? Are you do you feel like this jealousy is coming over you? I do feel like there's a message here of relationships and how you handle them. Okay, I want to ask Spirit in regards to relationships, what is it that that you need to work on specifically? What is this one piece of relationship? Kind of like, I don't know, attitude, but not as in like giving attitude, just what's a mindset basically that you need to work on. So we've got the Ten of Cups, that's a beautiful card. We've got the World, that's another beautiful card. And we've got the Page of Swords, which is a pretty ambitious card. So I'm going to, okay, and here's where I either totally go off the rails or where things start to click. But this to me from Spirit, I would say when you get into a relationship, if you like the person, you probably have a habit of falling very hard, very fast. You probably have like a repetitive cycle of seeing this person as being like, I don't know if it's the answer to all your prayers, your knight in shining armor, everything you ever wanted. But I do think that this is a pattern that plays out for you. And this pattern, I'm not going to say it always ends in heartbreak. I hope it doesn't always end in heartbreak. I don't know what it always ends in for you. It might work out half the time. It might wind up or it could be that you break people's hearts. That's still an element of like things ending and not feeling good. Maybe you think so highly of someone right in the beginning. You think they could be everything for you. You kind of communicate that in a way only to realize that you actually move too quickly, or that actually you're not that into them. And then this can make them anxious, it can make you anxious, and then it can make both of you feel like lost and confused, and there's just mystery and no one's communicating, and you really don't know where to go from there. I could see this playing out, whether it's you hurting them or them hurting you, and the part about them hurting you would be you're just investing too much, you're believing in this person too much, you're giving them too much credit before you even know them, or you're even sure if they want to commit. And if we put this on a shadow side and apply the concept of like shadow work, I would say that there's some part of you that either is codependent or does have that need, that desire to really attach yourself to someone or to an outcome. There's just a little bit of neediness there, but I can see with the anxiety, and that anxiety would probably be that if the relationship didn't work out, you would be alone, you would be without, you wouldn't have your person, you wouldn't have the things that you really, really desired. So this is this is a message on something you could change or something you would want to change. And I get this spread, I get this message, I get how even I do this. Like there would absolutely be, okay, so how would you change this? It's not, because it could be something you start with your next, whatever that is, like anything from a Bumble date to a next actual date. Maybe you're living with someone and you feel yourself like slipping into this pattern. So many different scenarios, but let's get some advice on like, how would you actually, if you were to correct this, how would you actually go about doing that? And so, okay, death, this does not have anything to do with death. I really have to put that out there. It's new beginnings and fresh starts. That is completely the meaning of that card. So it's not even a bad card. Okay. And then choices. So So new beginnings, fresh starts, death card, sure. Two of Swords, tough choices. My poor dog, her little stomach just won't stop. She's fine though. Okay, so in asking Spirit this, like how, I don't know that there's an easy way to do this, but oh geez, I mean, okay, I need another card because it's a message for if you were in a relationship. I would say you would have to approach this differently. Like you would have to almost wipe the slate clean. Like there's a message here that you're either in too deep right now. You've already put these wheels in motion. This is already playing out in your current relationship. And I don't want to say it's not good. And I mean, it might be well received. I don't know. But I feel like this is something you're doing either right now or you're very close to doing this with like the next date, the next person. I do think you would have to, like, you're going to have to act differently from the beginning. You're going to have to change your mindset. I mean, there's a lot. All right, let's get more from Spirit because these two cards were confusing. Okay, Ten of Pentacles. And we have the Ten of Cups. It is encouraging to me to see the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles on the table because these are two very, very beautiful cards of like beauty. Now this card here, it came up as in like, okay, this is you starting your dream before it's even happened. So it has a slightly different connotation here, but I don't care. They're still on the table and I still look at this big picture, and as I glimpse and I see this, I'm like, okay, it's a very positive card. And here I like that we can offset this message of like either stop the relationship you're in and start fresh, which would be a very hard choice, or continue on and, it's a gamble. I really think if you're in a relationship, this is going to be a positive note to me that quite possibly the person you're with could really be a great partner for you. They could be an absolutely great connection. They could be everything you wanted. However, there's a message here to stop something and to make and there's going to be a tough decision surrounding that. So how you would turn this current relationship into this like ideal situation that you've been wanting so bad, there's something you have to stop doing in your relationship, or you have to like stop the relationship and kind of rewire and reprogram and then come back together. Or there's something you really need to communicate, like, look, I've been doing this, I feel this way. With me, this could also come with a pressure that you might turn on at some point. You might pressure people into more of a commitment than they're ready for. And maybe this is don't pressure this person. Maybe you're asking, I don't know, for whatever that next step would be. And it would be different for every relationship at every stage, obviously. But I feel like don't push, take a step back, let them kind of drive and be the gas for a little bit. And then the decisions can be made like more organically without any pressure put on them. But there is a nice message here that this really could be a good dynamic for you, a good person, a good situation. If you are in a relationship, I still think this is the very similar message. Stop pressuring. And this pressure probably gets turned up when the anxiety happens, when you reach this point of like, you've already decided that you've met someone who's incredible. Your mind's racing. You're so excited. You want to act on it. You want to like almost push this person, like inspire them into some kind of action. But it really doesn't work that way. And the thing is, it might work in that if you have the right conversation over the right cup of wine at the right restaurant, you might be able to get them thinking about something, or maybe even they think for a minute or a week or a month that they do want this, but it came on because of a seed that you planted that maybe was planted prematurely, or maybe they never would have reached that conclusion on their own, which is harsh, but I just think that means they're not the person for you. So I'm going to almost stop this reading because it's getting very specific, and it's actually kind of dark, and I really, really did not want that. But I want to get an encouraging, how do I do this? Because I have all these oracle decks, and I'm trying to think of the right deck to like really just give some inspiration. I've been like way into these quote cards. I'm gonna ask Spirit for some insight for you for fun, because we've determined that there's an element of like shadow work that you need to do, something to do with neediness or codependency, which we all have. This isn't like a finger pointed at just you. I'm pretty sure any person could have picked this pile and an aspect of this message would have resonated. So sure, this is your reading. And maybe it is something you need to work on, because maybe you're scaring people away at the end of the day. Maybe your timing isn't right. And this could be another message of divine timing. Like, you just don't push the flow of divine timing. Like, let things play out as they're supposed to. And the moon could be a message of that. Like, it could really bring that into play here. I want you to just wait and see how things would transpire without the added pressure and without your anxiety like coming into play, because then someone might feel sorry for you, or they might like pity you, or they might not want to hurt you, and then again, that's them acting when it wouldn't have been their time to do so. So okay, we're gonna get some input from Spirit. This is a quote card to this whole situation. Hopefully this is uplifting but insightful at the same time. Have faith. So have faith to me here is, I don't want this to be discouraging. And if you really want the right relationship, the right person, if you really want to get married, if you really want to have kids, if you really want any of these things, I really do think this is a message. Like, just believe that it will happen. And whatever your, your God or your spiritual beliefs lie, I think that tapping into that is always positive and can really help you, just help you. If you're stressed or you're down, there's definitely a message of like, stay positive, remain faithful. And if maybe you do have like a book or something that, like I said, taps into your spiritual beliefs, that might help you just kind of, get through it. If you're in a slump, or if your relationship isn't working out, or if you feel like you're never going to meet that person, or nothing's ever going to happen if you don't strong arm them into something, it really, the message here is like, it absolutely will. So this is probably like, have faith / have patience. And we're going to get one more message from Spirit. Count your blessings. So there is obviously a lot for you to be grateful for. If you feel like you've just suffered one relationship mishap after another, or one stupid date or person after another, I'm sorry, but you're definitely not alone. And I sincerely am sorry, because I feel it. But this is also a message for you to just be very grateful, because you have a lot of other beautiful, amazing things in your life. And this other piece of it will come together when it's supposed to, whatever that means. And I'm that's a weird message for me to say, but that is the message I'm getting here in full. So you probably didn't love this reading, and I don't blame you for not loving it. Don't unsubscribe if you already did subscribe, but please, I have a lot more readings that can deliver a much happier spin on this. But yeah, I hope it means something. If you feel like commenting, I would love to hear it, or hitting that like button. It's all very, very much appreciated. So yes, thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you again. Goodbye. It's Light and Bone Tarot, and thank you so much for being here and listening to my channel. It means so much to me. We are doing a reading for, what do you want to change? What are you supposed to change? This is all about change. And this is pile 2. So I've had one reading before you, and it was interesting. It was one of those very, very specific readings that I don't know if half the people get past the first 2 minutes, but if they did, there was a message in the end, and this reading may go the same way. So I'm just going to put it out there. Stick around. There's always a message somehow we reach by the end of the reading. I'll see to it. Yeah, and I am trying desperately to get to 1,000 subscribers in order to get monetized. So if you would help me with that goal and click the subscribe button, and then if you feel like liking or commenting, that would also be great. So yeah, please and thank you. Okay, rose quartz. I love rose quartz. This is, I'm like almost positive this is rose quartz. The fact that I don't know is actually sad. A friend gave that to me. I think it's rose quartz, but it just has a very positive message and vibration. I'm not going to get into it because I'd just be reading the back of the card, but rose quartz. Okay. This is your moon oracle card and moon magic oracle. And you got, okay, this is the moon goddess Hina, which unfortunately I do not know the background of. I'm embarrassed to say. I can guide and lead others wisely and with love. So there's just a message, boom, right here for me that your change is honestly something to do with career or a life path. And the last reading, the change was all about how they need to handle themselves in relationships, which even saying that out loud, it makes me cringe. Like, I really don't know. I hope that message was received okay. But I think this is a message about career. I really do. And I think that there's a field you need to be in or a direction you need to take that does have to do with you guiding and helping others. And there's so many spins on this. You can start reading tarot. That's a way of guiding and helping others. I mean, loosely, this is more of entertainment than guidance, but it is always an analytical tool for you. But that's just a very out there example of how, how vast this piece can go for you. But yeah, let's see you in 3 cards right now. Like, you landed on this reading for a reason. Let's see what's going on with you in your head right now. So we have the 4 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, and Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so 9 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, 4 of Wands. I think things are going pretty good for you. This is a great 3-card spread. I mean, this is like 9 of Pentacles is always that self-accomplishment. I think that not only do you like beautiful, shiny things, you have them. You have all the things you need, all the comforts of home. And I do think you take care of yourself. I think you're either on a path, working very hard towards something, or you've already achieved a lot of success in your work. This is just a very solid spread here to say that you're killing it. And even the 4 of Wands in the middle, this is like ceremony, celebration, kind of like that feeling of looking around your home and being like, all the people I love are here, everything I want is here. And then these cards would tell me like it's decorated beautifully and I can afford it. I mean, just very surface level description here. And I am not getting surface in the sense that you're surface or you're trivial at all, but there's something about this reading that has to do with, for me, it has to do with like work, finances, and your direction, your career. So there's just, and the message right off the top might be, look, if you want to make a career switch or a career change, you have the savings to do it. You have the schooling, the backing, like you're in a place financially where you can do this. This is going to be an okay move for you. That's almost, yeah, that's very much a message I'm getting off of this. So let's see, because right now it looks like things are amazing for you. Things are good. Okay, let me see what does she think? Why does she see you here? What is it that she thinks you want to change? Okay, Strength, the Magician, and 2 of Cups. So there's to me this has to do with a relationship. There's definitely a romantic. So, okay, I'm trying to get exactly the read on this, but this to me is very much about like home, career, success. You're doing great. You have, if I didn't say it before, all the comforts of home. You know, all the trappings of like a very cush plus plush lifestyle. Things are good for you. Down here, the question being like, what do you need to change? What do you want to change? I very much get a feeling of your relationship. There's something, and I don't know, there's something about your partner that I think is either difficult to deal with. I I don't always use the word manipulative, but there's something like maybe manipulative. There's something to do with your romantic connection that is challenging, and I think it takes a lot out of you. I think you're constantly having to like assess how strong and together you are. I think you're with someone manipulative. I hope you're not. I really do, and I could give other ways on how this can be interpreted, but that's like an overarching message right now. But even maybe your person isn't manipulative, but for whatever reason, they are difficult and it's kind of taxing for you. And this is your personal relationship. And okay, so I need some more input, because we definitely had the initial message of like career and a change in career and a path in that way. And now I've got from Spirit a message that you need to change your relationship, or not change it. Just she sees that there's something there that is challenging for you. And I don't know, maybe these are two things you want to change. Maybe you want to change both of these and they're both intertwined somehow, or it would be, okay, I need to see more. What do you want? Why are you here? I'm just going to ask directly why you're here. Let me move these up. Yeah, if you landed on this reading about change, and this is, this is a funny reading. It's not funny, haha, but funny as in like, where's she going with this? Okay, so Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, and the Chariot. The Chariot is definitely momentum and it's definitely drive, but I also see it a lot in the context of like, what are you running towards? What are you running away from? And I do think you're running towards kind of like a mental independence, a freedom, and with the Queen of Cups, I think you're running towards a more independent existence. Either you live with someone and you don't want to live with them anymore. Either you're in a relationship that you honestly want to get out of. I really do see this. And I will say that is the overarching message now, that you're in a relationship that you want to get out of. You want your independence, emotionally, physically, mentally. You really, really do want to be free. And so this change would have to do with how you're going to be changing your relationship dynamic. And going back and reading this, I can guide and lead others wisely and with love. So maybe less to the point of like changing a career path right now, which I still see for you. I really do. But this relationship piece has to happen first. Something and if you're not in a relationship and you don't have a toxic partner, which again, I really hope that's not the case. Maybe it's a toxic friend. Maybe it's a parent. Maybe it's a neighbor. Like there's just someone that you do have interactions with. And although I do see it being more romantic and more serious, there's someone that is just wearing on you. And I think you need to like move away from them and move towards your own independence, which would be somehow, I don't know if it's completely cutting this person out of your life, but it's moving away from them. But I don't think you can just like cut the cords and go. I think you're going to have to massage the situation a little bit. And that probably is part of the message here, that this is going to take, you're going to have to explain, this person could get they could get angry. They could retaliate. They could hit you with all sorts of mean words and phrases and things that you just don't want to deal with. I think you're going to have to talk to them. You're going to have to let them know what you're thinking and feeling a little bit. Just communicate to them that this probably isn't working for you and that you want to move towards, your own direction and you just want to be free. You want to do your own thing right now. And I do think if you do this with love, if you exit this situation with, just with love and kindness and you do it for you. You're not working on anyone else's time frame. You're not apologizing. You're not saying like, hey, when does it work for you for me to move out? That's not what you're doing. But you are changing. You are making a decision to change this part of your life. And maybe this life that you're living does come with some of these beautiful trappings. And maybe this is a message up here saying, look, things are going to change. It's not going to quite look like this. But I also, I got this up here, such a positive message, and this really did feel a lot like you. So I really hope the meaning up here isn't that you're going to have to learn to live without these things right now. I actually think it's saying like, look, you've got this, you've got the finances, you've got the backing, you've got all the things you need to be okay on your own, and you're absolutely going to be fine. So again, a very specific message about love. It's not one of my favorite readings. I really don't want this for you, but this is the message I'm getting. So we're going to get input from Spirit on the best way to do this, the best way to handle this. This is just some input. So we've got King of Swords, Ace of Cups, and Page of Wands. So I do think this is you like not backing down. There's an absolute sternness here. Like this is unapologetically you doing exactly what you want to do, exactly what your gut tells you, exactly what your mind wants. You can be as impulsive as you want. There's just an unapologetic theme here, and this is the message. This is what you need to change. There's something in your relationship you need to change, and this is you doing it, and you doing it exactly how you want to do it, when you want to do it, for whatever reason. Yes, do it with love and kindness, but you don't have to over-explain anything. You don't owe anyone anything. This is your time, and you absolutely have like all the faculty to do this. That is like another clear message that's coming through. This is something you can handle for all the right reasons. But I do think when you do this, you're going to impart a certain level of like care and sympathy and compassion for this person, and that really is going to help the whole process. So yes, there is a change here that is needed, and I'm not sure what else to say because it is so very, very specific. But that's your message all the same. And not all of these readings, obviously, everyone who clicks on this reading title and this pile, it might not be relevant to you, and I'm sorry, it happens sometimes, but for those people that do see this, that are in a relationship where they're feeling iffy about, then it is going to speak to you, and it is a clear message that you can take and do something with, or you can shelf it away and not think about it again. You can do whatever you want. This is a fun tool to give you some food for thought. That's all this is. So yeah, you can leave a comment saying, oh my gosh, pile 2 absolutely did not pertain to me. And you know what? I hope it didn't. Like, that will actually make me happy if you're like, pile 2 had nothing to do with my world. And if it did, then I really wish you the best in your move and in moving on and doing you and taking care of yourself. So yeah, I want to thank you so much for letting me read for you and for being here and for hanging in this long. And I would love to hear about it. Oh, finally, these are my favorite part of the whole reading. I almost forgot. These are quote cards, input from Spirit. We're going to get some right now, see what she has to say to just make this less hellacial for you. Okay, and you're going to be fine. These are funny cards, right? Okay, live life to the fullest and keep your commitments. Okay, 2 cards that you could have found in like a cheesy quote catalog somewhere, but this is your message all the same. And I do think that if you do this, if this reading speaks to you, sure, you do need to live life to the fullest, and you have a lot of, like I said, you have all the resources and faculty to do that. So don't let anyone else hold you back. Absolutely, do you enjoy it, and then keep your commitments. For me, this is a message of like, if you went into this saying, I'm going to do this in the most like honorable, kind, compassionate way possible, then stick to that. That would be your commitment to how you're going to handle this process and what you want to get out of it and what you want to impart on your partner. And, just, they're never going to be happy you left, but if it's what you need to do and it's what you decide to do, then I think you just need to do it with as much grace as possible. So that is me giving you a really intense dose of like relationship advice that you probably didn't sign up for when you landed on this pile. Sorry. If it does track, let me know, and I wish you the best. So yeah, and if not, don't give up on me, please. Some readings are like this. They're just very out there. But yeah, I really hope to see you again. Thank you so much, and we will talk soon. Goodbye. 3. This is Light and Bone Tarot. You are letting me read for you. I want to thank you for that. This has been a very interesting and somewhat quirky readings / topic, but yes, I think it does offer insight. So bear with me, we will get there. The reading is, what do you want to change? And we're asking Spirit, like, what does she see that you need to change? What do you want to change? What do you need to change? Let's see if we can figure that out. This is Moonstone, and it does not come from the moon, but it is a very lovely rock that does remind me of looking at the moon. And there is something particularly beautiful about that. Okay, here is your moon cycle card, your moon magic card, and you got I am loved beyond measure, which is a beautiful message, obviously, and you got the waning crescent. You're the first pile to actually have a moon cycle card. The others were like goddesses, and although I love a goddess, I didn't know what they were, and they led to readings that, well, I don't know. Watch one, you'll see. Very interesting. Okay, so waning crescent. The waning is the coming down of the moon, the lessening, the losing. This is this. Oh my gosh, the moon is shrinking, right? It's not growing, it's getting smaller, or at least the bit we see. I did a horrible job of explaining that, but okay. So it does make me think there's something you need to get rid of as far as change goes. And if this was like the waxing crescent, I would think there's something you need to bring into your life. But the waning does make me think this is like releasing something. This is getting rid of something. So let's ask, why are you here? What are you thinking? Like, what brought you here? And we have the Wheel of Fortune, Chariot. Oh my goodness. So 3 major cards, which is crazy. We've seen this one, but I haven't seen this one come up yet today. Okay, so I mean, just looking at these 3 major cards, the Chariot, you're moving away from the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune, which is fine. The Sun's a beautiful card. This just sheds light on your whole spread always. I love the Sun. I mean, it can scorch and kill, and there can definitely be too much of it, just as there can be too much of a good thing. But the Wheel of Fortune is, to me, there's a karmic aspect to this. There's kind of like you get what you give. Sometimes good things happen to bad people. Sometimes bad things happen to good people. There's just kind of that energy that I get off this card. And I don't know, the Chariot in this deck, which is funny, which is, you know, I love the colors of this deck. I don't love this deck to pieces, but I do love the colors. I don't know. I feel like you're just kind of blah right now. Like I really think you just want to change. I think you want a change so that you can feel some excitement. I do feel like things, either they've been good for a while and now you're looking for new excitement, or you're seeking excitement of some kind. I really feel that. And I don't think things are bad for you, but I think they're just kind of consistent. They're kind of steady. And I think that you want something more. What you need to change, though, I feel like there's something you need to shed or get rid of. So, in this message of you seeking something exciting, let's see what you might need to get rid of to kind of bring this full circle. So we've got Judgment. This is so funny. This is like, are we just going to have a bunch of major cards? Oh my God, this is so wild. I've never had this happen in a spread. This is okay. I don't know why that's so weird to me. What are we going to do with your spread? Like, it could go with all these majors. It could go any way. Like, okay, so there's a balance. Maybe you're doing something in excess. Maybe you're maybe there is too much of a good thing in your world and you need to cut something out. Maybe you're partying too much, maybe you're drinking too much, maybe you're spending too much money. I don't know. There absolutely could be a vice here that you need to kind of eliminate or at least tone down. And maybe you do feel like, I don't want to say your time is running out, but maybe you feel like this is going to catch up with you and you don't want it to catch up with you. You want to get rid of it before it catches up with you. The Six of Pentacles is a very positive card. I mean, this is a card of, I want to say good faith, but that's not necessarily the card. It's a card of sharing. It's a card of giving and receiving. It implies that you're going to have enough of what you need, because either you'll just have it and you'll have so much you can actually share with other people, but you definitely have enough for yourself, or someone's going to help you and what you need will be there. So I don't know. And this does make me think of resources. Like there's a resource that possibly cutting this certain aspect of this thing out of your life might take. I don't know, and this is reaching, but I just sometimes provide some very random examples. Maybe you need to lose weight and you need to eat healthier and it's more expensive to eat healthy. And this is a message like, look, you can afford this, you can do this. Either you're going to get help or you're going to find that you do have the money to eat healthy, or to cook more meals, or to buy more salads instead of, I don't know, like fast food. Very, very specific and random message, but a message all the same. But yeah, I do, but it's weird because there are not conflicting, but there's two messages here that are different. They're not oppositing each other, but they're different. The top message is that I think you want some excitement. I think things are kind of stagnant for you. And the bottom message is that you're doing something in excess. And maybe you are seeking the excitement or the thrill or the lift or the rise. And this is bringing out this excess. So maybe it could be eating, overeating, eating too much sugar, drinking too much. But yeah, I do get the sense of a vice that you're kind of using as a crutch to enjoy things. So, and a vice can be relationships. It can be like intimacy. There's a lot of things you can do in excess that aren't at all bad in proportion. But there is a message of excess here. And even with all these like major cards, there's an excess of major cards here. Like there's just such and there is a strong message here. Whether or not I'm conveying it, I'm not sure. Probably not. But there is a very strong message. And yeah, even seeing 5 of the 6 cards on the table being majors makes me think like something very intense and excessive is happening with you. I want to see if Spirit sees you in 3 cards right now. I want to see her kind of breakdown of you in 3 cards. So we've got the Page of Swords, which is ambitious, in a word, King of Pentacles, and the 7 of Wands. So anytime the King of Pentacles is on the table, it's absolutely a card of working hard, of achieving things, of succeeding. So yes, you are working hard. You have the resources. You're definitely, the Page of Swords is this like just young, eager beaver who wants to go out and conquer the world. So there is this ambitious piece to you. I don't think you're, to me, this is the opposite of someone who's just sitting on their couch. This is very much a like, active mentally, but I feel like it carries over into a physical thing as well. Like your mind is racing, it wants to do things, and it's such an intense like want of an outcome that your body's just gonna have to move to make it happen. So I do think that you are you actively doing everything you can. I think you're succeeding. I think you are successful. Let's put it that way. That's, I think, the whole message here. And then the 7 of Wands is, for me, this would be like, you're always ready for a fight, right? And I don't mean like a fight with friends, but like whatever that is, whether it's if you need to go to your superior and ask for a raise, if you need to confront a friend, if you need to like reorganize your file cabinet. Like, you're always ready. You know what's needed of you in that moment and what it's going to take, and you're just very, like, you always have your little arsenal and you're ready. And this line of, you know, spirit describing you is someone who's very, very capable, who's very successful, who's very, like, you get after it. You are a go-getter. So, and, you know, you're loved beyond measure. But there is something that you need to cut out. This is, and you know, maybe you work too much. Maybe you need to start sleeping more. Maybe you need to stop working around the clock. There's, you might just be a workaholic. I could absolutely see that. And then as a result of that, it could trigger, you know, there could be the trickle down of so many things. Like, maybe you're drinking more as a result of that. Maybe you're not eating enough healthy meals. You're just cramming whatever snack or meal you can get in because you are so busy. You're so consumed with work. I could absolutely see that message coming through here. And this is one of those, like, it's a funny problem to have because I don't think finances are your problem. There's nothing on the table about relationships, whether you're in one or not. I can't tell. I don't really think you are, but there's just nothing here about it. So if you are, it's either totally ho-hum and it's going fine, but there would be like an underwhelming aspect of it that I would get as well. Okay, let's ask Spirit what, since we've kind of determined while you're here, let's ask her what you need to do, or what's this change? Like, let's get some cards about what is this change you need to make? Like, what are you supposed to do? And I feel like we already asked this, but we're really asking it now. We're not messing around. Okay, we've got the Two of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the Three of Cups. Well, very much an action is supposed to happen with these two wand cards. And this is something, you know what this is. And I mean that because, like, when I look at the Two and the Three of Wands, there's this contemplation, this foresight, this planning, it's not, you know what this is. There's an action you're supposed to be taking. I'm trying to think what this would be to cut something out, but this is, and then the three. Okay, so I mean, a perfect example of this could be going to rehab. I'm not saying that's what you need to be doing at all, but there's definitely a message here. Going to counseling, I could get those strong feelings here. This could even be like going back to school. Maybe, I'm not sure, but it doesn't seem like that would be the right, or that doesn't seem like it would be needed for you, but maybe there's like, you could be spinning your wheels, working so hard, and if you were just one certification or one degree more, you know, it would look differently or function differently. I'm not sure. That's pretty extreme. But the Three of Cups, I mean, this is celebration. This is coming together. This is a very happy card. These are fine cards too, but when we ask Spirit what you need to change, okay, I need another card because it is hard for me to get what you need to change off of these three cards. Let's get one more card here. Okay, so we've got the Eight of Swords. I mean, this is a card of feeling like trapped, maybe not having support. I don't know. It is a message to me, like, there's someone that can help you. There's someone, you know, there's like, you need to either not isolate yourself or lock yourself up. I really think there is something about you working too much, you're either spending too much time away from the home, you're spending too much time at work, you're being pulled in a direction that isn't like serving, like it's not helping you. It might be advancing your career, it might be making you money, but it's not actually helping you. There are other parts of your life that are kind of falling to the wayside as a result of this. And I am kind of struggling to make heads or tails of like what it is that you need to do, what action do you need to take here. But I will say that the message I am getting is that you know what this action is. You know it. You know the answer. You've thought about this. You think about this. You probably say to yourself, oh my God, I need to stop doing this. Like, it's that thing, whatever that is. And there is definitely a message here of like, working with other people on this could be helpful. If you do have a family or a wife or a girlfriend or husband or whatever, there is a feeling here that like communicating with them about it, letting them help you, would behoove you. You're not alone, and even though it might feel like you are, but I feel like you've kind of isolated yourself. There's something isolating about this spread. It's a bunch of extremes, and it's a little over the top. And you know, it's like that, I mean, this is from a movie, I'm sure, but it's like that high-powered attorney that like, you know, works all the time and is always at the office and always cracking the case, but like, you know, hasn't said hi to their kids or wife in, you know, 5 years, and they drink way too much and they live off of burgers. It's like, it's that vibe. However, that can be translated, or applied to, you know, other situations and people watching this. It's just that energy. So I could spend an hour giving all these different examples of what that energy could look like for someone who works at anywhere from like a fast food chain to, I don't know, some government office. Like, but that's the vibe I'm getting. And I'm going to end the reading here because I am struggling. But let me get a quote card to help get some insight on this, because it's something, there's a change you need to make. You know it. Spirit knows it. I don't know it, but, you know, it's not about me to figure it out. This is something that needs to resonate with you. So what a fun reading this was. Okay, let's get face your adversaries. Pretty strong message. I don't know if this is like who you're going to have to talk to like bring about this change. I don't know what you have to address. I don't know if this could also be like face your demons. I couldn't say, but it is a very strong message. And it's a card, like, I don't think I've ever turned that card over in this whole deck. And I've played with this deck a lot lately. So yes, that is your message. We're going to get one more because that one was intense. Face your shadow. Wow. So it's to face yours. Never happened before. Face your shadow, face your adversaries. So I do think there is like, you do have a vice or a demon that needs to be addressed. And again, this could be working too much. This could be, I don't know, maybe you are in school and you're studying like crazy, maybe whatever it is, but it is definitely something in excess, something you need to face and address and change, be done with it, let go of it, set it free, move on. I mean, for the sake of if this message needed to reach you, then yes, I hope this reading resonates with you. I hope that your vice is like, you know, maybe you're just drinking too much water. You need to stop drinking too much water. That would be a great vice to have. I have a feeling it's more than that, but anyway, feel free, please, to leave me a comment if you want to share this with the world, what your vice is, and if this resonated with you. But yeah, okay, I'm going to keep rambling. Okay, thank you so much. And, you know, I'm not going to say this is one of my worst readings, but it is definitely, this topic it's challenging for me for reasons I have no idea why. I thought it was a topic I'd be able to just talk indefinitely on, and instead I'm getting like very hard, firm messages. So I felt the need to tell you that, and I just want to thank you. Okay, have a great day or night. Goodbye. Hello, this is Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for being here and for letting me read for you. It is always an honor. And I am going to ask you to subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm less than 1/10 of the way there. So anyone who would subscribe to this would just really make my day. So thank you very much. If you want to interact with my channel, please do. This has been a funny reading. I know I shouldn't put that out there before you even listen to it, but they've been interesting. Your pile 4, and yeah, we're going to get into it. This is about what you want to change, what you need to change. Maybe it's something you realize, maybe not. But yes, we had 3 very painfully specific readings prior to this. So my gut tells me this will be one of the same. And this is Aragonite, and I just like the look of it. I think all these crystals are such, like, they're just a mood, they're an aesthetic, they're a color, and all the oracle cards today like matched the crystal cards, and everything was random. So Yes, it is random. Okay. I will persist. My will is strong. Waxing gibbous. So I think this is something you need to bring into your life. I think that's the change. Something needs to come in. Something needs to happen. And let's start the fun game of asking Spirit what you need to bring into your life. But that's a great question. What do you need to bring into your life? Okay, 9 of Cups. I mean, that is, Jesus, what is the 9 of Cups? I can see the 10 of Cups. Oh my gosh, bear with me. Oh, this is like the wish card. This is everything good. This is abundance. This is beauty. This is your heart's desire. They literally call it the wish card. Okay. And then we've got the 10 of Cups. Oh my gosh. This is like everything good. This is the family holding hands under the rainbow. I mean, you couldn't ask for more. And the 4 of Cups. Basically apathy, but we'll see. There's other ways of looking at this card. I don't know what you need to change. I mean, okay. Maybe you need to appreciate what you have. Maybe that's what you need to start doing. You have to start appreciating things. It's not uncommon that I find a new meaning, one card later, but there is a strong message to me. I'm going to say you really do have a beautiful life. You have a charmed life. Things are pretty good for you. So I would say that you need to start appreciating things and seeing the good in what you have. Not a very exciting message, but this is bringing in a form of appreciation. I'll try not to say that word again. But I do think you have a lot of abundance in your life. I really do. And I think you've worked hard to get this. This isn't, and even the message here, I will persist. My will is strong. I think you work hard. I think you deserve what you have. But maybe you've gotten to a place where you've just become accustomed to it, or a couple things didn't go your way and maybe you overreacted, or you felt like your world was crashing down and you just didn't really put it into perspective. There's a message here to imply that. But and with the apathy piece, just really appreciating what you have. But we're gonna get more. I want to see you right now in 3 cards. Forget what do you want. Where are you in 3 cards? Knight of Pentacles. This is definitely someone who's balanced and works very hard and wants things and gets what they want because they work hard for it. 7 of Swords. This is like a cheeky card and I like it. There's a little bit of cleverness to this card. It's like a sly little fox energy, but it just tells me your mind works and you're crafty. I think it's a card to say you're crafty. And Knight of Cups. Okay, so we've got 2 knights. The Knight of Pentacles is probably the most thoughtful, achieving knight on the table. And then for the Knight of Cups, I do think there's that romantic piece to you. Go after what you want. You're a dreamer and you probably get what you want a lot of the time. And I do think that you are sly. You are clever. You are crafty. And I'm commending you for it here. I'm not slapping your hand. So I do think you get a lot. And these aren't king cards. So these aren't like the cards to say you're at the absolute top of your game. I think you're killing it, but I think you've got even a further way to go. I see a lot of growth from you, a lot of you're just on this trajectory of achieving things, doing things. I do think you need to not let this 7 of this slyness turn into outright trickery, lies, and deceit. So I do think that's something you need to work on. Maybe as you start achieving things, don't get so jaded. But there are those messages here, like appreciate what you have. Don't get jaded. Don't take things for granted. Don't, rewrite the rule book just because everything seems to be working out for you. And I've never said that before. I don't even know what that means. I just feel like you're very good at what you do. Things are absolutely gelling and clicking for you right now. And you really do need to acknowledge that and just be thankful for it. Just really see it for what it is. And let me see. Okay, sorry. Shuffling sometimes might be annoying. Okay, I want to see what why are you here? Really, what brought you to this reading? Because let's see if I'm on track at all with this. Okay, why are you here? King of Swords, there's our king. Queen of Swords, what a weird reading. Ace of Cups. I mean, the swords are their intellect, their mind, they're strong, they're sharp. Definitely people who want things, definitely people who, I don't want to say relentless, or there is a relentlessness, I think, to their pursuit could be relentless. They could absolutely, I think, especially seeing the King and Queen of Swords here, yes, there's a always striving to be honest, to be the best person, to do the best. But I think that in reverse, or if they're up against certain obstacles, or if things aren't working out exactly as planned, there is that you probably could lean towards like an intensity of like stopping at nothing to get what you want. And I think you're very clever. I think you're very smart, and you're used to getting your way. You're used to achieving. You're used to things really working for you. Ace of Cups, even this is like, you do seem to be living a very charmed life. I don't know if you always have, but right now there is that sense of like, wow, you're on top right now. And maybe you haven't been that nice lately. Maybe you've been hard on people. Maybe you haven't been entirely honest. Maybe you feel like yourself starting to slip a little, or you're getting carried away. Like everything you've wanted is finally happening, and now you're like, okay, I need to be the best person I can possibly be to like really, I don't know, like just start applying some of the golden rule methodology to your day-to-day. I do want to see you with that kind thoughtfulness. I want to see as much of that from you as possible. But yeah, okay. What is it like? It is, okay, what does Spirit want to see you do? Let's ask that. What does she want to see you do? Like, we're taking a turn here. Not entirely, but what does she want to see you do? King of Wands, Queen of Cups, all these court cards. Like, is every court card on the table here? I'm confused. Ace of Wands. I think she wants to see you make sure you're very happy in what you're doing, to really make sure that like this isn't just a game to you, that you're not just chasing like a victory or an accomplishment or, checking boxes, that you really are doing the right things for the right reasons. There's the message here that you're achieving things very quickly. You've come a long way. Things are just working for you. And now there's this like moment of pause you almost need to give. Like you need to sit back and evaluate things and just make sure your compass is headed due north, and that all this work it's not for nothing, that you're applying it in the best way possible. This doesn't always happen with pile 4, but I feel like that's the energy right now. Like, I'm not sure what else to say for you. This is a very interesting reading that I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around, because it's the same message that's coming to me over and over. And I think if this applies to you, if it doesn't apply to you at all, you've stopped watching. But if you're still watching and you're here, I think you know what I mean. And let me get an oracle card to kind of figure out what, what's a message? What do you need to do? What's something like lacking in your life that you need to bring into it? Like there's something lacking, and I don't know why, but it does come from like a morality standpoint. I don't know, maybe you did something that was dishonest, or you told a little white lie to get where you are, or you achieved some kind of like success and it wasn't maybe completely on the up and up, or it's eating you away, like you have guilt about it. There's something that has to do with the fact that even though you're so successful right now, there's a piece of it that might feel a little funny. Okay, so let's see. This is empowerment. Okay, when you ask the divine to take away your self. Empowerment, I do think you are empowered. I absolutely think you're empowered. I think you have tremendous will, tremendous strength. With this, I do think there's the message here is like this inner love. You're driven by this divine love you have, within you. And maybe that's how you started out. Maybe that was you 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 1 year ago, and you've kind of shifted a little bit. And now you're in a more just like fiscally driven place. Like that's all your momentum. And it's funny because it all kind of stems to me from this Four of Cups card. And that's the card of apathy. That could be the card of like, or withdrawing, like just feeling ever so slightly numb or uninspired. And I get all these other pieces of your reading, which just kind of make me come back to that message of like, in the Seven of Swords, that's the other big piece here too. That's like, you haven't done anything horrible. You haven't killed anyone. You haven't, you're not, that's not even funny. Sorry. You haven't done anything horrible, but you might have done, there might have been some like trickery or something sneaky or something just ever so slightly below bar or below the belt. I don't know. That's it. And again, if this speaks to you, I think this empowerment is like you do have a very good, strong core. There is a lot of goodness in you, and just pull from that. Like feel very, feel very good knowing that what drives you is actually a very like pure good thing deep inside. It's there for you. So funny message, funny reading. I'm going to get 2 quote cards from Spirit, and then we're going to wrap this up, and I'm going to say thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to this bizarre reading. But hey, it's your reading. You landed here. There's something to it. Even if it's just entertainment, even if that's it, that's fine. That's totally fine. But maybe there really is a message here. Maybe it speaks to you, and there's something here for you. I believe there absolutely could be. Hey, Lottie. Okay, be of service. Ooh, that's a good one. And reevaluate your priorities. These could both, I hope they both do. These both do speak to someone who needs to kind of figure out what they want and where they're going and where they're headed and how they got there and all that good stuff. So I do think you do need to reevaluate your priorities. Why are you doing this? Why are you working so hard? Why are you so driven? What is your driving force and factor? And, are you on the same path you set out to be on when all of this started? Where are you at and what makes you happy? And the be of service to me is, again, what are you in it for? Are you helping people? Are you here to help people? Are you here to make anyone's life better? And if not, then maybe you need to start. Maybe there's a part of you that needs to start helping others and not being so focused on this, inner drive or momentum that does seem to suit you and does seem to be like working for you in a lot of ways, but there's something lacking that you need to bring into your life. And I do think this is a form of appreciation of just of goodness, of thankfulness, of some kind of goodness, some act of I don't want to say reciprocity. Like there's something here that, and you know what? I'm going to say this for the last time. If you're still watching this, then there is something here sitting with you and you already know what this is. You really do. If not, you turned this off a long time ago because you're like, I have no idea what this chick's talking about. I came here for a relationship reading and I got this. So if you're still here, then I think you're doing all right. I think you're doing fine. I think you're probably killing it in a lot of ways, but there's just this one other piece that you are going to work on and address, and you know what it is. So please share with me and the world what this piece is, what pile you picked, and if it spoke to you or not. But I really do appreciate your time put forth. You've been here for 15, almost 16 minutes now. So thank you very, very much. And I hope you like this. I hope you check out other readings. They're all very different. Thank you so much. Goodbye.